Everything is exploding at Ibrox. Danny Rohl's reign has barely begun, and it's already in flames. James Tavernier delivers a furious post-match rant, but ends up embarrassing himself as fans question his role in the collapse. Youssef Chermiti, the £10 million man, is being called the worst signing in years. His stats are shocking, and the pressure's boiling over. Meanwhile, fans are turning on the board after Thelwell needed a police escort out of the airport, with calls growing louder for him to walk now. You do not want to miss this one, because the cracks are now gaping open, and what's coming next could define the future of the club. You couldn't script a worse debut for Danny Rohl, could you? Just days into the job and he's already standing in front of a sold-out away end, holding his hands up, apologizing after a brutal 3-0 mauling from Brann. That wasn't a game of football, it was a lesson in how far we've fallen. But here's the thing, while the performance was nothing short of embarrassing, there was something different about the aftermath. Unlike the last man in the dugout, Rohl didn't sulk off or hide in the dressing room. He marched over, he looked you in the eye, and he took it on the chin. That alone puts him miles ahead of Russell Martin, who never once managed to connect with the heartbeat of this club. Footage surfaced of Rohl at full time, clapping the travelling support, then walking back across the pitch with your voice ringing in his ears, his name being sung even after a thrashing. Now, that's not sympathy. That's respect earned through honesty, but respect alone won't fix the mess in the park. You saw it yourself. Brann barely broke a sweat. It's going to take more than a few nice gestures and a suit on the touchline to steady this ship. Are you willing to give a manager time just because he says the right things, even if the football is still rotten? It didn't stop at full time. No, Danny Rohl was back at it again, this time in Bergen Airport. Confronted by a crowd of angry and disillusioned Rangers supporters, what did he do? He apologized again. But more than that, he asked for something. He asked for a chance. Not excuses, not deflections, just a plea for patience. And he's right to ask, isn't he? This isn't his team. It's a patchwork of failed signings and mismatched pieces stitched together by folk who don't seem to understand what playing for Rangers actually means. And Rohl's stuck with it. Now, before the next international break, there are 5 matches: Kilmarnock at Ibrox, Hibs away, Celtic in the semi-final, Roma in Europe, then Dundee on the road. 5 massive games with very little time to fix a fractured squad. There's no magic wand here. Rohl hasn't even had a full week of training with the full squad, yet the pressure's already sky high. If he wins 3 or 4, maybe you start to believe again. If he loses to Celtic, though, especially at Hampton, how long before the goodwill vanishes? Should Danny Rohl be judged now, with someone else's mess on his hands, or does the jersey care who built the squad? While Rohl's been front and center taking the flak, it's Thelwell who built this absolute shambles. The squad, his failed Martin experiment, his, and yet when was the last time you saw Thelwell apologize? Never. On Thursday night, as Rohl faced chants of sacked in the morning from Norwegian fans, Thelwell and CEO Patrick Stewart were chased through the airport by angry supporters. A police escort was needed. Let that sink in. A police escort at Rangers Football Club. And it's not just his shocking recruitment record. He brought his own son into the club's recruitment team, his son, at a time when we're being told to tighten the purse strings. This fella's running Ibrox like it's a family project. There are folk losing sleep over this club, and he's hiring relatives. How many more disasters must unfold before Thelwell holds his hands up and walks? Why is Danny Rohl the one apologizing when it's Thelwell who created this disaster in the first place? Now, let's be clear, this is not a case of new manager bounce. Rohl made changes against Brann. He tweaked the system, he dropped players. And yet the performance? Flat, disorganized, lifeless. It wasn't just bad, it was amateur hour. Let's be honest, the players looked like strangers. You could see Rohl on the touchline trying to direct traffic, but it was like giving a violin to a bricklayer. You can't play music with tools not fit for purpose. And this is the real crisis. It goes beyond one game. or one defeat. The squad is broken, the identity missing, the standards eroded. The fans, though, you deserve better. You pay the money, you travel the miles, you live this club, and yet you're being asked for patience once again while folk in suits avoid all accountability. When you see performances like that from a squad built by someone still collecting a wage from the club, do you even recognize your Rangers anymore? You've seen it all before, haven't you? Rangers get turned over in Europe, the same tired faces trot out in front of the cameras, and James Tavernier delivers another post-match sermon about standards, fight, and how it's just not good enough. We know. You've told us every other month for the last 5 years, but here's the problem. This time, it's not just the words that are stale, it's the man saying them. After Thursday night's disgraceful 3-0 defeat to Brann, Tavernier once again took center stage with a near 3-minute rant. A disgraceful performance? He said. There wasn't enough fight. He even claimed that in all his years at Ibrox, he'd never seen such poor consistency. Now, let's be clear, he's not wrong. But when you're the captain of Rangers Football Club, you can't just talk about standards. You have to set them. Look at the facts. Emil Kornvig's opener, Tavernier caught napping, 3rd goal, lazy press. He won 7 out of 8 ground duels. Fair enough. But long balls going astray, just 2 successful out of 9. A couple of dribbles and 2 key passes don't make up for letting your side down defensively when the stakes are sky high. His sofa score rating? 6.2. Not disastrous, but far from leading by example. And that heat map? Mostly in areas where he should be involved, but nothing in the final third where Rangers needed a spark. You can't go on national coverage, slate your teammates for a lack of fight, and then be one of the culprits for the goals conceded. That's not leadership, that's lip service. At what point does the captain's armband start to look like a burden instead of a badge of responsibility? Is it time Rangers stripped Tavernier of the captaincy and gave it to someone who can lead by actions, not just sound bites? £10 million. That's what Rangers paid for Youssef Chermiti. 10 million. And what did you get in return? A striker who can't find the net, can't hold the ball up, and looks like he's never worn a number 9 shirt in his life. Against Brann, it was yet another pitiful showing. 1 shot, tame as a Sunday League warm-up. 12 times he lost possession, 0 dribbles completed, only 22 touches in 76 minutes. This isn't just poor, it's symbolic. Symbolic of everything broken behind the scenes at Rangers right now. BBC's Tom English said it best. Chermiti isn't just a flop, he's a walking warning sign. A red flag flying high in Danny Rohl's first match in charge. A striker with no goals for Everton. A forgettable record at Sporting. And somehow still pushed through by Kevin Thelwell for a fee that's now haunting the club like a bad debt. This wasn't a rough night. This was a total exposure of how mismanaged things are. While Bojan Miovski scores off the bench, Chermiti starts in Europe and offers next to nothing. It's baffling. Actually, no, it's insulting. This is what happens when recruitment is run like a guessing game, when boardroom egos are prioritized over football logic. Thelwell and Stewart pushed this deal through, and now Rohl's left trying to make a striker out of a project who hasn't scored since 2023. And the worst part, he was never ready, never the answer, and now he's fast becoming the face of a regime that's spent big and delivered mediocrity. If this is the level Rangers are shopping at, are we now just another club wasting millions on hype? Or is there anyone left at Ibrox who actually knows what a Rangers player should look like? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.